Welcome, everybody, to the Live Life Aware podcast. This is episode 4, and we're going to be bringing you all kinds of stuff of updates, new things in the community, some big events coming on, and, really excited about our guest here today from episode 1. And hopefully, listen, thank you, Jesse and Space Coast Podcast for hosting this. This is a great platform for everybody. If you ever have a podium to stand on, this is it to do it. So thanks for having us here. And, let's get into this. This is our 4th episode. It's been a while since we've been on, and we wanted to kind of just update what we've been doing the last 90 days, the last time we've been on, and kind of talk about and share about our fun experience, entrepreneurial journeys in the wellness industry, biohacking, and what we are planning on doing. Some pretty exciting things coming in the works here. So, you guys got to stay tuned and, keep your pens and paper ready. And, we've got a pretty exciting thing going on here. So, the last 90 days have been pretty insane for us. We've been crazy with summer starting for the kids, and huge opportunities that have been coming towards the table at the Fix. We've just got, a couple corporate accounts, which is pretty awesome, where we've got, big companies that are, we've got huge amount of companies around here, big, giant companies that have hundreds of employees, and they're reaching out to get them corporate wellness. The biggest trend that we're finding right now is wellness. People are looking to really kind of look for those alternative measures to fix, what their ailments are, what their issues are, and the phones are ringing, and we've got some pretty cool things happening to even bring that awareness to the community. It's been, I've been, 18 years in the game running and working hard at helping people and bringing this to Brevard County. I've been in this county doing it for 18 years in multiple places. And then for the last 12 years, we've been working as the Fix Therapy, and we've gone from 9 years inside of a gym to the last 3 years out on our own, and it's been crazy ever since. So, and we're learning big time. The last 90 days have really kind of put us to the test in doing that, in the structure of the company, and the long nights where you think you leave your work, but you don't. And we don't ever stop. We never stop. Well, I never stop. For me, it's a big, giant circle of working hard, being happy. I don't ever go to work, and it's never been work. It's always been about helping people and getting. That's what get me going when somebody else gets better and learns and becomes aware, and that's just what drives me. I don't know about Denise over here, but what's driving you the last 90 days?
Just excited to restructure everything at the office. We're making some big changes. We got big events coming up. Just really excited. Just big things happening, so it's exciting.
Yeah. So we've got a new therapist. We got not necessarily new. Shane's been with us for about 6 months, and man, that guy is phenomenal. It's so cool to see a therapist go from school to helping people and just getting those results back to back to back.
Well, one thing about Shane, I'm gonna tell you, his mom actually used to come into the office at the gym years ago, and she saw a different therapist that was with us at the time, and John and I, last year sometime, we were walking through the Publix parking lot, and we hear this woman screaming across the parking lot, and it was her telling us that her son had gotten licensed and that he was coming up to apply. So it's pretty cool that he decided to do this.
Like it went full circle. It went from her mom getting worked on, his mom getting
his mom.
His mom getting worked on, and then coming in, and then him getting exposed to what we do in the office, which inspired him to go get his license. And then she happened to reconnect with us, which I don't think there's a coincidence out there. So she reconnected with us, and then him starting in the office, and now being very successful with results. And
yes,
and
he's had all positive feedback from all of his clients. So
yeah, it's been amazing. And what's cool is that, like, because in the school that he went to, wasn't really taught a lot of what we're doing in the office. It's, a lot of the schools are kind of teaching a different approach, a more like a spa type of approach, and our approach is a little more clinical. And to switch that it's a challenge to a lot of therapists, because you become almost, in school you almost get like this, you're just laser focused, everything's ephrology, everything's kind of like that spa routine. So we've kind of helped work towards all that and break the mold there and get him going. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, usually we see that the therapists will come in, especially if they're new out of school. They'll come in and shadow with John, who's been doing this for so long, and the nerves are insane. They get so nervous, like, I have to relearn all of this. This is all new. But he has taken it and just run with it. He is excellent. He's always open to learning new stuff from John, which is great. Yeah. Which is what we want, you know.
Yeah, we'll watch some videos and then apply them in the office. And then we've got another therapist, Barbara, who joined the team a couple months ago, and she's doing the same thing. She's job shadowing, just kind of hanging out, getting there. And now she's getting her books are opened and ready to start taking clients on, which is a pretty powerful thing. It's pretty awesome, and it's really helped because I'm also a Florida State provider, and we have to renew our license, our medical license, every 2 years, and this year's a renewal year, and we're going to get into a little bit of that too later on in this podcast, and that it's teaching. For me to bring a new therapist on, I just have them kind of watch, and because there's in the office is this rapid type of clinical setting where it's every 20 minutes or in every other hour there's somebody else coming in with a different body type, a different problem, a different issue, and we're kind of just tackling it head on. How to help that person, what other things we can do to help that person, what other synergistic stuff we have in the office to get a person, not just, today was a perfect example. Shane and I worked on a guy, he couldn't move. He's
had to cancel 2 appointments previously because they couldn't get him into the office. He was in so much pain. This guy.
Yeah. It was just really like how to help him on and off. The good thing we have that table, my new table, because it went all the way down. It really helped out a lot. But him and I worked on it together, and we both learned from each other on how to get this person into, like when you're in that kind of pain, you're in a sympathetic type of like fight or flight. Everything's firing. Everything's like just in spasm. Everything you do hurts. Every touch is sensitive. So you have to kind of put out the little fires, get a person to get into a parasympathetic state, kind of relax them. And that stuff you just can't write in a manual. You just can't go from page 1 to page 2 and try to help somebody with this, 7 strokes this way, 8 strokes that way. And you just got to learn it as you go, throw them in the fire type of thing. And at our office, that's one of the best places to do that. And it's pretty awesome, pretty crazy in there with that. So we're excited. We've got quite a few things to go over.
Yeah. We still have our Dr. Hansen, our chiropractor, available at the Fix. Wednesdays, the books are open for Dr. Patel to come in and do medical compassion care card registrations.
Yep.
That's available to be booked online now, so that's big.
I don't think a lot of people we're not pushing that too much. So a lot of people are like, do you still have that?
Yeah.
So, that is available at the office on Wednesdays. You call us, we book it. It was a little confusion on the booking for the last couple of months, but now we've got that all worked out. and you just come in and see if you get registered.
Qualified for your medical compassion card.
Yeah. Which is that's a huge topic right now. It's huge right now. And it's, Dr. Patel is not just a great doctor at this and can help you. He also owns a consulting company to teach you. And he's been on the podcast episode 2, I think, or 3. He was on. Mm-hmm. So you guys can check that out and look at him. And he's a wealth of knowledge.
Yes, he's
for the office and for the fix and community. So huge.
I think if I were to choose to go to a doctor, he would be the one. And I know that's because we know him, but he is very thorough. He's very knowledgeable.
Oh yeah.
And he's honest about it.
It's not just, it's all medical,
right.
Which is nice.
Right.
And I think he's even for the recreation for it, but I don't want to speak for him for that, but I know we've kind of talked about that on the last podcast, but so crazy stuff going on. So the
I'm listening here in the studio, and you guys, it sounds like everything that you've been working so hard for is finally coming through.
Yeah, it is.
And you're now being able to reap the rewards.
Yeah.
So besides the 2 amazing therapists you got on, you were also leading into earlier pre-show about some of the other not so therapeutic, not so the fix orientated, but now you actually have a couple more opportunities if you want to explore some of those.
Yeah, absolutely. We've kind of got a little acronym for the fix now, right? It used to be just the fix. Now we've got Functional Innovative Xynergy. The fix.
Oh.
Yes. Very nice.
Synergy with an X.
Yeah, yes. Synergy with an X. But it's functional for that manual therapy, the multiple disciplines within the treatments, and innovative meaning we're going to take you as a individual. We're going to come up with the best of the best if we can, even if it's not in our office. What's going to suit you with our network of providers that we're working with. And then we're gonna kind of customize every treatment as you progress into the office, and then that synergistic effect where we are able to kind of, it's not 1 + 1 = 2, but it's tenfold, right? We're adding energy, moving energy, we're using all that stuff. So for many years of fix, and whoever's ever seen us has been able to been a little bit exposed to what we're doing in there. Manually, we're working on people. Functionally, we're getting you balanced, getting you aware neurologically and stuff like that. And then what we're also doing is biohacking the body in a sense of saying, okay, well, we use a hyperbaric chamber and put you under pressure to allow more oxygen, which is basically energy. If you take a deep breath, that's you getting energy. And it's the most usable molecule we take in. It's stop breathing for 3 seconds and see what happens. You want to take a breath. So we use that by adding energy hyperbarics. And then we've got another amazing piece of equipment with is a biohacking tool of light therapy, infrared and low level lights. So you use red, blue, and infrared, and those are the most absorbed lights in the spectrum of therapy that we take into our tissue. And there's 400 studies done on dementia, neuropathy, PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, pain, just pain alone. If you can think of what would improve with more oxygen and more energy, well, the lights can help with that, which is a beautiful thing because there's pretty much everything.
Yeah, we have some pretty good testimonials that we need to get.
Oh yes,
like on the website or out there, because I think it's such a powerful treatment that people don't know about it enough.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of what we want to do here is just get awareness out there. And, there's things we're going to talk about that is driving this even farther. in a situation that happened at another health fair, but I'll get into that later because I want to talk about another piece of equipment that is a biohacking tool in the office, and it's one of my favorite combos is light therapy and then sauna, right? So light therapy is a vasodilator, and you put it on these pads onto targeted areas of the body, right? If we're working for mental fog, or if we're working on dementia, we have a head cap, hair growth, you name it.
We
right?
just got a brand new light system too.
Which it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then so we put it on these target areas, open up vasodilate, which means more blood flow, more energy into that area. The mitochondria pushes more ATP and tryptophan triphosphate, and it's amazing that combination. And the other beautiful thing about lights is that it's totally harmless. I mean, you're not going to lose a kidney, or there's no side effects. There's no danger to it. So it's very beneficial to you without side effects. And then the other combination is to move that energy passively, right? So we have an infrared sauna, not a regular sauna where it heats the ambient air hot, and it's very taxing on the body to sit in a hot environment. This is very low temperature. Maybe my favorite temp is 131, and depending on the time, I'll push it up to 141. Basics, regular saunas can get up to like 215, something like that. And you're laying there, and you're sitting there, and it's cooler temperatures, but you're consuming these wavelengths, these infrared, and it's raising your core temperature, which then kind of hacks the body, thinking you have a induced fever. So your core temperature is raising, so white blood cells are getting produced, heat proteins are being produced, synovial fluids rushing through the joints, and then your heart's racing as if it's working out, like as if you're going for a jog, which is nice because now your heart's pounding, but your muscles aren't asking for an oxygen output. You see what I'm saying? So usually your heart will race when you're going up a hill or something, when your muscles are like, hey, we need oxygen, so your heart will pound. So speed up a little bit.
It was what, an hour in the infrared sauna was about the same as running 7 miles or something.
Yeah, something like that.
On the cardiovascular system.
Yeah, I think it's something.
So it's good for people who can't work out, or
exactly.
You're getting that active sweat.
Yeah.
Without working out.
Yeah, it's great for recovery. Yeah. It's great for just. We have a lot of right now. MMA is huge, right? And you got wrestlers that are. They all are fighters, boxing. They're all trying to drop weight, but they go for a run. They wear these suits to sweat in, and then they run, and then they try to make weight and then recover from that weight drop right before a fight. I don't know how, or they're going to do bodybuilding, and they've got to kind of it's crazy because we work on a lot of bodybuilders, and that week before the prep or that week before the show, man, that is some intense. Cutting weight, I don't know how they do that. It's insane. It's super intense. So to get people to allow people to become more aware of what an infrared sauna can help them dramatically and healthy do it. Or you drop that weight, you lose a pound or two almost every time you go in there of just water weight. But your heart's pumping all that fresh oxygen throughout the body without you having to work for it. So super safe for the heart attacks or anything like that. There's no oxygen output. So it's a beautiful thing, especially if you're just, you want to work out, but you can't. So you just jump in the infrared sauna.
Or you want to work out, but you don't want to work
out.
Or
you don't want to work out. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty.
I just want the results.
Yeah. But your body's going through that. You sleep better. You feel better. There's studies that we can get to you that has for mood, seasonal allergies, all that stuff. It's just pretty amazing what we can do there just with one of those pieces of equipment.
We have a pretty amazing box of tools available to help biohack and just everything.
Right. So so now we want to bring that to the community, get more awareness to it, and we're going to do that here in August. So I said earlier, August is a renewal year for all LMTs, and I just found out that it's also, I think, for physical therapists as well. I think they're kind of on the same cycle. So I'll be teaching at the FSMTA National Convention, which is our second year in a row doing it. It's something I went to from day one.
Yeah, for people who don't know what the FSMTA is.
That's Florida State Massage Therapy Association.
Now, that's something that by choice he has joined. Not every therapist has to join these groups.
Yeah.
There's a couple different ones, and that's just the one that he has.
I've been a part
he's
of
a member
since like
of.
18
This
years.
is he's wanted to be an instructor presenter at this convention since I've known, as long as I can know. So this is a really cool.
Yeah. It's one of those
really cool to see him make this happen.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those check your box type of thing,
So
bucket list for
this
me.
year, so they have, they get the hotel room in Orlando, and they have all the therapists from around, I think it's the whole country.
Actually,
right?
they went nationwide.
Okay, so then they come and they hold CEU courses so that the therapists can get their hours. They have the trade show floor where they have vendors come in and set up and sell products that are related to, massage therapy
Or wellness,
or
yeah.
wellness.
Yeah.
So that's coming up in June. That's the end of the month.
The end of the month.
June.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the 80th convention too, which is that's
80 years.
80 years.
Wow.
And that's a pretty historic, and we got asked to present there, which is it's a pretty big honor for us.
And remind the audience what topic.
Well, we're going to be
teaching.
We're going to be teaching the advanced muscular therapy techniques, aka the FIX therapy.
Your own branded curriculum.
Yes.
See, that's huge. I don't think if people don't recognize what that means, you essentially wrote the book about a whole new technique that people can learn and then bring to their own practice.
Yeah.
For some people who again don't know how the industry may work, when you get out of school, you have a very baseline license to practice. And like you said, with spa techniques, relaxation techniques, but somebody can take their career so much further with getting education and certified in all these other what they call modalities. And you have a modality in shiatsu. You could have a modality in sports. You could have a modality in aromatherapy. You could have a modality. And so there's all kinds of you can kind of pick and choose where you want your career to lead as a health and massage practitioner. You may not even rub a body. You may do some Reiki and some other energy modalities. Polarity. I mean, and there's
just touch feet or hands or reflexology.
Reflexology. Yep. And then you get even into other even more comprehensive techniques, like maybe rolfing or doing some Traeger, doing some craniosacral, upledger. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, I took a course with upledger.
Yeah, I mean, there's
powerful.
Very powerful.
Were you a therapist?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm like. Wow, you know a lot. But then I remembered.
In a previous life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
You should come come join the FIX.
I'm not licensed anymore.
Oh.
I hung up that hat a long time ago, but it served me well between the age of 18 and probably just into my my later 20s.
Nice.
So I had a good 10-year career.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and included from a sports therapy clinic, and then I was with a orthopedic doing PT work.
Yeah, awesome.
With my license, I was able to actually do rehabilitation, and I got to know a lot about other things, heat, electrical stimulation, and all those other therapeutic. So I was kind of at that time the PT was, instead of hiring a PTA, which is a little more expensive than just someone like me, a musculotherapist. So they kind of got a good deal, and also did all the insurance claims and learned that whole game, soap notes and all that stuff. So that was very, very clinical.
Yeah.
Then I went from there and did some time on a cruise ship, which was just, 9-10 bodies a day, 7 days, 6 days a week. I still can't make a full grip anymore, But yeah, so and then going to FSMTA and other professional organizations, and I was actually a member for a quick minute with the I believe it's NAMB, National Association of Muscular Bodywork or Massage Body Workers or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the right acronym. But yeah, to get involved with any of these, bigger institutions and associations, it really adds a feather in your hat, and then it gets you in front of other people to learn from.
Yeah.
And then when you get advanced, like John, like you mentioned, you are with athletic cupping and all these other cool things that you're coming up with. Now you're teaching and passing along all this knowledge that you've gained in your practice through trial and error. Like these aren't like, oh, let me make something up. Like, I mean, not that all of these techniques are made up. I mean, I think there is a need for aromatherapy and hot stone massage. Yes. I'm just saying
there are a few that are not really.
I think they're more of a novelty than but that's just my opinion.
It's more of a service.
Right, exactly. It's like a heightened a la carte. Like, okay, you're gonna get massage. We're gonna put some stones on you while I'm massaging you, and then I'm also gonna put some lavender on your pillow, and I'm gonna put some menthol on your sore muscles, and I'm probably gonna put some lemon oil, not concentrate, of course, topically, but I'll put like a diluted thing of lemon maybe on your cellulite zones, because that helps with dissolving that. And again, I learned a lot of this. Like I was like really into aromatherapy after the cruise ship and doing all that spa work. I got to do mud baths and salt glows and all kinds of other spa stuff. They even taught me how to do a facial.
Oh wow!
So I was doing to save my hands. I had to upsell the facial. Somebody like, I just want a 60-minute massage. I'm like, no. I see a little sunburn on your back. What we need to do, I'm just going to do a quick, and it was really, I mean, it wasn't like I just was lazy and I didn't want to, massage, but I wouldn't just go, everybody needs a facial, because then I could just sit there and go through all the steps of a facial.
Right.
You cleanse, you exfoliate, you do the mask, and then you do the moisturize and you finish off, and I would give great facials.
Sounds awesome.
People would pass out.
You're gonna have people reaching out to you on Facebook now. Hey, Jesse,
I want one of them facials.
I need a facial.
I made sure that that people fell asleep on my table.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like that's what I wanted to provide. I'm like, I just want you to pass out.
That's a compliment. We get clients and they're like, "Oh, my stomach's going." I'm like, that's a compliment to the therapist. That tells you that you're in a parasympathetic state, and that's what, to be a therapist. All that stuff is awesome, and it all narrows down to, not so much of this like, oh, I have some special technique and some. I think it's you follow people's philosophies on what body work is. Some people think it's great with hot rock. Some think it's great with Rothing is or integrative structural integration. That's like some deep, slow, methodical type of ways of doing it.
Have you ever had it done to yourself?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and it's like really, it's kind of nice and slow pace, and your kind of body's just melting underneath the therapist's hand. Yeah. But it all kind of goes down to soft tissue therapy. I mean, without it being, we all are doing close to the same thing, but it's just a different art, a different style.
A different intention.
So when we're teaching, what I want to work with therapists is not to teach my way of doing it. It's my 3 steps or my 4 steps, or you have to do it. It's pulling out who they are as a therapist and trying to help them discover that type of inner art on working on people, and discovering that type, like what type of therapist they are versus what type of therapist I am, and driving that into them. That's not what our classes are about, and what we're not. That's why we got asked to teach at the FSMTA National Convention. Is that it's a helping therapists that pull out that inner healer type of thing, right? Why they became a therapist, and then negotiate their type of clientele, because I spent many years I worked at day spas and I couldn't do it. I didn't like it. I didn't like doing that type of style. Not to say that's for it. That's just not something I wanted to do. But I didn't see the therapeutic benefit from it. But I found that and then started just kind of really focusing on what I like to do and the type of clients I like to work on, and just laser focus that. And you know what we do here at the Fix is to really bring that awareness that it's not the stereotypical massage. We don't even use that word in our office. Right. It's just because there's too many other, you know, stereotypes, and people just kind of blanket it with, oh, it's this, you know, and I've had one of those before, you know, and then they almost expect that when they come into an office that says massage, and where's my right robe? Where's my hot rocks? Where's my where's my mud? You know, it's like,
and they're used to the. I mean, now there's even like more accessibility. Like I feel like there's a spa on every corner. You know, some of them are big franchises, some are private, you know, mom and pop shops. Some of them were nail places that now have a room in the back,
or a hair,
or a hair salon that now has a room in the back. And so you're finding that because thankfully there became more and more of a demand. I think massage is probably one of the most beneficial things anybody could do for themselves regarding circulation, getting, you know, if you're having appetite issues, if you're having gastrointestinal issues, if you know, and just minor things, if you can't sleep, if you're restless, if you're biting your nails, you know, these are all like big
you're 100%
stress,
right on
you know,
that.
And so just by going in and just, wow, you know, some people don't even know how sore they are until you start, you know, poking around, and they're like, what is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I'm finding your shoulder. You know, your rotators are kind of. Oh yeah. Do you remember what happened? Yeah. My dog yanked me the other day. I was walking, and I didn't even know that was sore. I was like, well, because you walked into my room today, and I saw that not only was your shoulder all jacked up close to your ear, but it was also affecting your gait and the way you walked in. You know, and it was all from, you know, being jerked.
A couple days ago.
And you don't think about it.
Right.
You don't go home and go, man, I was jerked, I better go get a massage.
Right.
You know, but it's so funny how those things, little things like that, will transpire to a full physiological difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you nailed it, and it's another hot topic we want to kind of bring out here is that, you know, what we're doing in that office is that we're you know, it boils down to awareness and body work, right? So we're helping you consciously become conscious, right? We're so busy. We're all so busy. You know, I'm just as busy as everybody else, you know, or maybe busier and stuff. But if you're not conscious of your body in that neural connection, then you're going to end up, you know, where, you know, there's a language that your body has, and it's called pain. It can be good. It can, you know, hunger, pain, whatever. It can talk to you, or it can scream, you know. And usually we only listen to that language, and that language is different for every one of us. Denise has her own language. You have a language. I have my own language. And sometimes I hear it and ignore it, but a lot of times their body will just shut you down. And I love using the analogy of a computer or a laptop, right? We're really not much different than electronical hardware, computer software. DNA is the most. For billions of years we've been using, or hundreds of millions of years, whatever, since we were, you know, cavemen. We've got this in our hardware is uploaded when we're alive. You know, like I heard this not too long ago. Like if you think about your DNA, like one of the, you know, what is those giant lizards that?
Iguana?
Yeah.
Not iguana, but the
even bigger
Komodo dragon.
Komodo.
Right.
Oh,
so the mother will lay its egg.
Right.
Bury it, and then when that baby hatches, if the mother sees it, it will eat it. So that baby DNA says how to react the instant it becomes alive. Right.
Run from its mom.
Run.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Or you'll get eaten. Right. It's ingrained. We have that same kind of structure.
That's fascinating. John always got some cool trivia.
Yeah.
So the Komodo dragon has a run for its life.
The moment it's alive, and it only knows that through its upgraded software from its DNA.
Right.
We have that same stuff.
That's a good meme.
Right.
Our software.
You're a bad mom.
So we have that same software. We have that same stuff, right? We know, instantly, how to, as infants and stuff, we have that all imprinted in our DNA. And stuff.
Got to cry for attention right away.
And the thing is, what we're lacking is touch. We're lacking the ability to become aware. I see it every day. It's like an epidemic. The one thing that's attached to you that you're the furthest from is your body. And we don't listen to it. We don't talk to it. We don't tell it what to do. My perfect, I tell people all the time, it's in between the thoughts, right? It's grab this, hold this, twist this, turn this, drop that, turn this, twist that, and then come these patterns you don't even have to think about. Your arms will do it, like combing your hair, putting your pants on. But if you grab this and you grab that, and what's in between there? Your body's just waiting for the next command, and it's just in this kind of idle, like your car's on when you're not in it type of thing, right? It's just wasting energy going, okay, no, now grab this, now or move. But we rarely say, grab this, now relax. Do this, relax. If you're all listening out there right now, or when you're playing this back and you want to listen to it, if everybody out there would just take a deep breath. Yeah. So, and then I like to ask this question is if you're a client of mine, you already know this answer. But if you're going to take a deep breath, right, big belly breath, and you take another one, right, and then you take maybe 3 of those, right, on that 4th one, what's the first thing that has to happen to allow your body to take another deep breath? Another trivia out there.
I know, but I'm not answering.
If you know the answer, email John.
Right. If you know, get 10 likes and I'll give you the answer. So that answer is you have to make a choice to do it again, right? Deep breaths are a choice. Right? It's a conscious decision. And it's probably the most important thing you ever do. Right. If you listen to this and take anything away from today, take more deep breaths. Like meaningful ones. Meaningful. Because
all the way down to the diaphragm.
Diaphragm, big deep breaths, because they are a conscious decision. You have to be conscious to make it. Now, and whenever this is scientifically proven, I don't have to, but what we don't teach is how to relax your arm. If you want your arm to relax, or your leg to relax, or your toes, or whatever, it's the same conscious neural pathway as asking your body to do it, right? You have to say, okay, if you want it to relax, and we see this, it's like, I didn't know it was so hard, it took so much effort. It's because you have to be conscious to do it. You have to be aware and tell your arm to drop. It doesn't just, because we're laying on a hammock and Bora Bora helps you get there. Right. But it's only a choice. Yeah. And we just teach people how to choose that pathway. And then if you want to be good at it, what do you think you have to do? If you want to be good at anything, what do you have to do?
Got to practice.
Right. So so instead of coming in for hours on end, you can come in for 20 minutes and we'll teach you how to do that. Right.
That's such a great service too. I think the concept that I've seen from other therapists and body workers in general, they really just, it's everything 60 minutes minimum. You get 60 or 90. You could add the a la carte items, and I think a lot of people have fallen into that paradigm where it is like a spa, like come in to relax, 60 minutes, bam. Yeah. And it's, and a lot of it still, you have to disrobe because they're going to have, all kinds of oil and stuff like that. I know John as someone who has been on the receiving end of the therapy, to come in and even have my belts and my dress shoes on and, right off the street. And I could lay down and get therapy and, I don't have to leave all greasy or anything else. It's 20 minutes in and out and you target all the problem points. It's not just, I don't need my scalp massaged all the time. I don't need my feet massaged,
It's nice.
Right. It is nice. But there's a magical thing with intention, hyper-focused intention therapy. So it's like you could come in and say, hey, I've been feeling stressed, or hey, my hip has been giving me some issues, or I played soccer with the kids and now my knee's kind of all out of whack. And you come in and you get that specific fix
Yeah.
You know, you get that specific therapy, and again, it's not through the whole thing. It's not a big production.
Yeah. Well, that's a perfect example of what we're doing in the office. The other thing too is if I have a sliding scale. We call them subconscious holds or contractions, right? And you're just not aware that you're holding this muscle tight, like your shoulders are in your ear, and you may know it, but you don't know what the hell to do about it, right? They're just stuck there. And that's because when's the last time your body moved without you using the muscles to move it, right? So if you think about that, right? Name another time besides a therapist helping you, maybe your physical therapist, maybe your chiropractor, maybe. Medically, we're like the only ones that are actually on the body this long, for even 20 minutes is a long time. But we are helping you understand a process that is rarely taught to you unless you're getting body work, right? If all the people who are listening, when's the last time your shoulder moved without you using the muscles to move it?
Right.
So it's kind of like this, back to a computer, right? If you open all the tabs and all the programs and then expect that thing to work well for you because you never shut it down, what we all know we're no different than something electronic. So if you're running and you never shut down or know how to, well then it's all going to be not firing together, not wiring together. It's going to be all disrupted. You're going to crash. Somebody's going to hack it.
Yeah. Your RAM is going to be overloaded.
Right. So if you know electronics, what's the best way of fixing troubleshooting your problem first?
Yeah.
First thing you do is what?
You got to reboot.
Right. But why is it the last thing that we see in the office? And this is why we are out here making awareness. We have a big event coming up because of this.
Yeah, you guys are big advocates, and we got to get to the event because we're already kind of coming up on about the 15-minute left mark.
Okay.
If you could believe it. We've already,
Wow.
Yeah,
so to lead into that,
right.
What's got me going is that, and got us going too, is that we went to an event. It was a health fair event, and it was hosted by whatever. I'm not going to throw anybody in the bus. I'm just going to tell you the experience. But we went there, and I've got this. Some people may have done it, but I went. And I had these goggles put on. I had gloves put on. And I had these weird things put in my shoes and headphones on, and it was to kind of demonstrate what somebody with dementia could possibly go through. And they gave me a 2-minute task to get stuff done. This was heart-wrenching. I was like, oh my God, if this is a glimpse of what they go through, I couldn't imagine living life like this. Not being able to feel things and your sensory is all off. So our lights are proven to help people, where studies have done, right? Where it's that it will, if you caught it early, we can help not make it progressive. People who couldn't talk are talking. People who couldn't write are writing, right? And this is studies that have been done. So we went to this event, I just shared that information, and what my feedback was, I was like, man, we have a wellness center, we have lights, it's proven. And the only answer I got back was, well, if it's not covered under Medicare, I'm not interested.
Oh, boy.
And it was like, what?
Yeah.
How are you going to put me through this? I give you an option. I want to work. It had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with anything besides how do we share this to people who have this. And the door got slammed in our face because Medicare wouldn't pay for it. So
that's so wrong.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating as
So how many other things are out there like that, though, that if it's not covered, they don't care. So somebody's got to suffer with something wrong because the option isn't there for them to get better.
It's not that we have all the solutions. We don't have all the solutions. But what we want to do is we're going to put an event together. We're calling it WOW.
No, we have put the event together.
Well, it's
together.
It's
in the works.
On the calendar.
Yeah. Remember, this is the reveal show.
Yes.
So let's hear all about it.
So it's going to be at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Where's that?
Off of 520 behind the Holiday. Holiday Express.
At the Holiday Inn Express. Yeah.
If you're traveling to it, we've got room rates that are cheaper than if you could go get them.
Nice.
We're getting all 6,700 square feet.
Wow.
We're going to provide lunch. for the vendors and speakers and people who attend. And it's to really shine a light on what we just got done talking about.
Right.
That whole where you're not going to hear it from, unfortunately, your doctors and stuff because Medicare's not paying for it.
Right.
Because this is an out-of-pocket
They
type
can't-
of treatment.
Right. They can't prescribe something
Where
that's not going to be
it's
insured.
not procedure, right?
Right.
Where you're not getting paid for the procedure, but you have to come out of pocket to get this treatment that would actually should be the very first thing you do besides the last thing you do. Before, after I've exhausted all these procedures, well, you should go do that.
Right.
Right? That's unacceptable anymore. And I believe people need to hear and see and feel all the other healthcare providers that are in that alternative out-of-pocket network. And we want to bring them all, as many as we can, as many that want to join us with this kind of movement. We're calling it the WOW, World of Wellness 2019 Expo.
Whoa.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Not whoa.
we're gonna try to get.
We're going
to get as many alternative or
You gotta invite my mom.
vendors.
Yeah, sure.
To come and just
We're
be
gonna
there for people to learn, educate.
So it's for practitioners.
It's going to be for
Even-
the general public.
I mean, would you insist that maybe some doctors and some
Absolutely.
clinical
ones that are,
big clinic
on the
owners
same page of us,
Right.
that are in the that want to kind of bridge the gap between alternative and medical. Definitely. We invited Dr. Patel. We invited Dr. Ratanzi, who is a internationally known hyperbaric expert. We've got hopefully Dr. Hansen will be able to. There's not a competition, but a conflict where I think it's the chiropractic convention's going on that
Oh, I
weekend
see.
too. So
maybe
I
Dr. Bond. I have his
invite-
card over there.
Did
Yeah,
you
good-
did you talk to
good chiropractor.
Stefan about
yeah,
coming?
we're working on. Well, we've. This is a reveal show. We're still working on. We just created a Facebook page for it.
Yeah.
We have just now getting the all the kind of getting all of our ducks in a row to do this. And it's more of the why we're doing it, right? And we want to share that message, and we want to bring all the people that we work with already that we go, you need to go, go float. You need to go sensory deprivation. You need to do these type of things, and get them all under one roof and network together. How do we share what we do, what you do, and how are we helping that person versus, your competition, or I do this way and my way's better. It's not about that. Right, it's all about getting the people aware of what's out there for them.
Right.
That they should be searching first, unless there's some emergency.
Right.
Let's get out of this kind of like cycle of it's just medications and things and procedures versus what can you do on your own first, or in combination of to help yourself. And we want to get them as many vendors, speakers as we can to in give that knowledge and education to the public of all surrounding areas of Brevard.
From my experience, the most frustrating thing is the massage. The body work is always secondary.
Yeah.
It's not.
Why?
It's not seen as something that you could do as a proactive lifestyle choice. Just like you're going out to dinner. You should also treat yourself to a massage, just like you go to get a haircut, just like you may get a manicure. It should be in your routine.
Absolutely.
I think
Should
it's
be incorporated.
like why we see it at our office so differently than what you just said.
Right.
We've kind of customized it in our office is because we dropped that word massage.
Right.
We do muscular therapy. It's part of your everyday life. It's not the first thing to go because your finances are down.
Right.
It's still there because you need it. It's part of your life. And I think by using new terminology, new experiences, new things in the office, it allows that person to go, well, I'm not treating myself at a massage. I'm getting therapy done.
Right.
And I think that's where
it's part of my maintenance
right.
plan.
I think
That's
that's
a
where
huge goal for us as a team and us, together is that's what we want is to bring awareness to everyone that what we do is not it's important.
Right.
It should be a part of every day or everyone's life. You see this guy comes into the office today that has 2 children and he's a coach and he can barely move because he did something and unfortunately had to wait to come in. So it's 8 days of him in pain, and it's for that it should be right away. Just like if you're sick with bronchitis, you go to the doctor, right? Get antibiotics. So
right, if you got aches and pains and joints are not working, we want to help you first. Muscle relaxers work when you're in severe pain. But they're
when
not
you can't be touched, because sometimes you're too acute,
so
too inflamed.
So hypertension that you can't even barely be touched. I get it. There's times for it. But most of the time, you don't need it, right? And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to make waves. I'm just saying in the scenarios we see where there's, I take muscle relaxers. You're not even relaxed. Muscles aren't relaxed. You're just coding something where you think you are. But you're actually still as stiff as a freaking rock that you came in the first time.
It's a placebo.
So then the W.o.W event is basically just bringing awareness to the community and having all of these vendors come in one place, showing what's available out there for you. John's going to be instructing there.
Yeah, CEUs will be available for LMTs.
Yeah,
huge.
That's big. We're going to have some other speakers available, lunch, like he said, and then the room rates. So So, and we have got the opportunity right now. I know we're going to be cutting it short, but so vendors, we have a whole vendor list. Of course, we're looking for sponsors. The highest sponsor is going to be $2,500 all the way down to $150 for the booth. And each one of them is going to include stuff. Of course, the more you sponsor or get a booth, or speak or whatever, you're going to get with the higher amount. And this is all going to be on the website.
Oh yeah, we're working on all that.
Which is going to go live this weekend.
Yes, I'm doing my best to get that thing out there as soon as possible. But a normal booth for a vendor, if this got approached to me and was expressed to me, I would jump all over it at that price too. And it's going to be $150 for a normal. We're gonna give you a tablecloth, 2 chairs, and lunch. And as much as exposure as we possibly can to share that network of providers with you. Entry for the public is going to be absolutely free. Wow. If they want to be part of this, learn from the speakers about leadership, about hyperbarics, and about these internationally known presenters, there will be a cost to enter the speaking hall. If they want to just see one of the people, they're really, I want to see Stefan or I want to see Dr. Ratanzi, then they can pay just for that class, or they can pay for, the whole. And
we'll have some packages available and then they can choose if they want to include their lunch or whatnot.
Yeah. So it's just something we're more something had happened where it pushed me over the edge, pushed us over the edge. Like, this is ridiculous. Let's get this going. Let's get these people together. There's businesses like ours that need the exposure to the community. Let's all get together. Let's do this, and let's do it every year. Let's make a whole network of providers that we can kind of help a client get or a patient get better, truly better, not just in inside and out type of thing, right? We're really going to life coaching, you name it. Whatever we can do to help somebody, we're going to do. And then if we can't do it, we're going to find somebody in the area that we can network with. And that's why you should contact us if you want to be a part of that, and if you want to do this and you want more information of what the fix is, all the different things we talked about today, and this is another huge announcement we've been working on the last 90 days. We have the capability now to license the fix to people who are interested that want to take this beyond our walls, open their own fix center, or segments of it. You want hyperbarics, we can help you get licensed and get you hyperbarics.
Now this is exciting news.
That's so
impressed.
This is huge. Yeah. So you can run with the banner of the fix. We will help you. We'll train you. We'll get you, certified as a light practitioner. We'll get you certified as first far infrared sauna therapist. We'll help you, take this training and implement it. You can make a career out of this. You can become a life coach with us. We'll teach you how to assess subconscious contractions and address them. So we have training for everything. We have the equipment available. It's pretty cool though. So we can don't, and it's not just these walls, right? It's not just Bavard. We can take this anywhere we want. That's right exciting. Now. So yeah, it's
awesome.
It is pretty awesome. So if you're interested in learning a lot more of what we do, we'll be find us at the WOW event or contact me directly, and we'll be able to take it to another level.
And remind the date and times for that event, the WOW.
WOW is August 24th. We're going to be doing it from 9 to 4.
Okay.
Right? So,
long
but
day.
the day, it's one day, but the day before, right, which is real important, is that the August 23rd, we're going to do from 5 to 9. I believe we're going to do like a meet and greet, vendor setup, a big powwow of how we introduce each other. If it's a business we haven't been working with, we want to get to know them,
right?
And get them all set up. And then we're gonna do something special the morning beforehand too. We're working on some really cool, I don't even give it away.
We have we're still
Surprises.
There's a lot of things in the works still, but for info on what we have at the office, the website's thefixtherapy.com.
Yep.
If you want info on our the event coming up or anything else, the office phone number's 321-635-6071.
Yeah, or find us on all social media. Awesome. Basically at thefixtherapy.com. We'll be launching the WOW. I think it's W.o.W Expo on Facebook. We just created a page for that real quick if you want to, and we'll be updating that as well. And then we're going to get in the studio a lot more to keep spreading this message, because we got to get you off that table and more aware, more off the table type of therapies.
Right. I like that. So that's pretty much that was a load. I mean, that was a big bunch of news, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still trying to capture it all.
Probably could have done a podcast for each one of those.
Me too.
Well, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's why frequency matters. Coming in.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just instead of just
that's my fault.
Yeah. Instead of just bringing news in a handbag, you guys brought news in a dump truck. And so when I say load, I'm thinking like, a big old truckload of stuff. So this is great. This is outstanding. It sounds like
how he works though.
Right.
Yeah.
Always lots of things going on. His brain's always
I need that laser focus. I got to get one project done at a time.
Right. You need a committee.
Yeah,
you got to delegate.
I need a team of people that we can just kind of go, here's the new concept. Let's go. Who's doing this? Oh, I've got this. I've got that.
Yeah. Who wants in?
Right. We've got a team building. Right now we've got we don't have a full board of members just yet. We've got some here and there, which we're so grateful for. And we just want to keep growing that, because we've got a lot of big things that we can bring. And the thing is, it's like, wellness is so big, right? We've been doing this for forever.
And so before we wrap up, I'm not sure, something else happened in the last 90 days. Or maybe it's been a little bit longer, but I don't think we touched on it on your last episode, and that's the new location.
Oh yeah. We opened up in Palm Bay. That's right.
Yeah, you're expanding.
We expanded into Palm Bay. Yeah.
Now Jump Truck just became a freight train.
Yes.
That's
So we teamed up with. We're really happy with the partnership we've working with affordable healthcare clinics. They have 4 locations throughout the Central Florida, and we have an opportunity even joining forces with them in other locations.
Wow.
We're testing
the little pilot
office over there in Palm Bay off of Malabar in the Affordable Healthcare Clinic right off 95. It's very convenient. But we do reach the Fix in Rockledge reaches all throughout the county, and people are driving all over, and we've got requests. So we opened that office, and we have soft tissue therapy there. aka the Fix, and we have light therapy there. What else is exciting? This is another whole thing. Is it allows us to do stem cell?
Wow.
Which is that's a huge topic right now. So we can do stem cell injections. We can do IV nutrition.
Wow.
Yeah. and there's a chiropractor there as well.
And we all, so John's down there available Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we have Sean who's there the other days.
Yes. And he's going to be we're
he's
gonna be looking
amazing.
forward to him to
He was with
step
us
up
at the
some more,
gym
too.
for a little while. So
Oh yeah, he's great. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, it's awesome. I forgot all about that.
So much going on.
Yeah.
Well, John, Denise, any other last words for the audience here?
If you missed something, play this back.
Yeah, 'cause there was a lot going on. Yeah.
And learn how to take some deep breaths. Get conscious.
Right.
Become aware and find us. We're here to help you. We're here to answer questions. We're here to take it beyond the table with therapy too, and get into more of these kind of solution-based therapies where it's not just for a session or two, but it's to help you go through the journey with you. Basically, I can't make you relax. I can just teach you how to.
Right. I like that. That needs to be on a shirt.
There you go.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, that's another episode from Live Life Aware. You heard it here, Space Coast Podcast Studios. Again, you can reach the folks here at the Fix Therapy, again, at their phone number. Repeat it one more time.
321-635-6071.
And what about an email?
It is thefixtherapy@gmail.com.
Okay. And get your tickets for WOW at the end of August.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, what could you tell some of the listeners?
Live life aware, man.
Live life aware.
Stay loose, Brevard.
Yeah, stay loose. That's right.
I love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the
Thank
studio.
you.
Thank you for everybody
Thanks for having
listening.
us.
Again, we are always on Spotify, iTunes, and more. And if you're just hearing this episode for the first time, there are other episodes. So make sure you catch up on the rest of the Live Life Aware episodes and other podcasts on our network. So thank you guys so much. We'll talk soon.
Thanks,
I hope.
Jesse.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
get back here soon.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.